Welcome to Expanding Your Search with Brent and Jody Bailey. We are growing our circles of connection and knowledge with encouraging conversations and positive communications. Today, Brent and Jody welcome
business owner, wife, and mommy, Johanna Olsen.
And now, here are your hosts, Brent and Jody Bailey.
Hey. It is Monday. Are y'all excited for the week? We have got a lot going on this week. We've got a great guest on the show today. I'm just going to let you in on a little secret. Johanna Olsen, she used to nanny for us, and I mentioned it before. I'll mention it, before I introduce her, but She's amazing, and she's an amazing mom. She's an amazing business owner. You do not want to miss this interview. Before we get to that, though, let's go ahead to the tech booth, and let's get this show on the road.
Hello.
Brett, are you there?
Hello.
Yes.
How's everybody doing today?
Honestly, this is a great day, right?
It is.
It's Monday.
Yep.
It's
Your
the
mom's
start.
always upset with us because
I know.
We don't make as big a fuss over Monday.
We don't. We really
as
don't.
we
But
do Friday.
it's exciting. What a great day. Beautiful.
Yeah, the kids are back in. No, they're not. They're out today.
They're out
still
today
on fall
for
break.
Fall
so.
break, but that's fine. It's fall. And I've been saying it all the time. I just love it. I love this season. For some reason, I am just that feeling that almost the crispness in the air. But it's not so cold. It's just something about it.
It's good shorts and sweatshirt weather.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So, what do we got going on today?
Well, a couple of things. You know me, I like to talk about food a lot.
Yes.
And something that I found online, and I think I kind of want to try it, but I'm a little scared. They have something called a grilled chicken lollipop.
Oh, you know what? I think I've heard of that.
It looks like it's just a drumstick, but I don't know.
Well, you know what? I've heard of that, at catering event, at events where you get a caterer and it'll say a chicken lollipop, and I'm like, what in the world is that?
I have never heard of it, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Looks like it's a drumstick, but instead of it being kind of tapered, it's kind of closer to the bone down at the bottom, and then it just kind of explodes.
Huh,
at the
interesting.
end. Another big news, also, the Mcrib is back.
It is back. And
for
again,
the fall.
I know, for the fall.
It's okay. I've never been a huge Mcrib fan, but I don't hate them.
Well, I'm not. I have to be in the mood for something like that, and that doesn't happen very often.
I think I would like to try the Arby's rib sandwich. It looked more like real meat.
And that probably really would be good. That really would be good. So.
All right, one more thing, and then we'll get to your national days.
Yeah.
I don't know. The pumpkin spice thing is getting out of hand, I think.
I agree.
Everything's pumpkin spice because of the coffee.
I'm not.
And the coffee is what it is. It's good. And chai teas.
Yeah.
But,
I like the chai tea.
Now it's pumpkin spice. Now listen, I will say this. Jody made some pumpkin spice. Just pumpkin soup. And it was great.
Yes.
It was delicious.
Yes.
But now it's getting into
good.
everything. There is now
it's everything.
Pumpkin spice Cheerios.
Of course there is.
Why? Why would you do that?
One day we're going to do pumpkin spice latte with pumpkin spice pancakes, pumpkin soup, and then we're going to go and have a chicken sandwich from a variety of restaurants because everybody's getting into all of that. So
it's the chicken wars are out of control.
Out of control, seriously. But
well, that's okay because none of that matters today. Today is National Taco Day.
Woo! Oh,
and
yes.
I understand that you have to go on a date.
You have to go on a date.
It's October the 6th. Okay. Oh. So that's, the 4th.
The 4th,
yes. The 4th is the National Taco Day.
Yeah.
All right. And I don't understand why you wouldn't make it the first Tuesday in October.
I don't understand it either. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Because Taco Tuesdays are a national treasure, but today is actually National Taco Day. So you're going to have it on today and tomorrow?
You know what, honey? We could do tacos
I
every
could
day.
eat tacos every day.
I mean,
every day.
That would be our favorite food.
Where are your favorite tacos from, folks? If you're watching, comment in the section below as you share the podcast today. Let us know where are your favorite tacos. Do you have a favorite?
Yes.
I know what you're going to say, too.
Yeah, what do you think I'm going to say?
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box, yes. I mean, it's not good. I know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a memory type of thing.
That's what I'm going
up.
with. Because they're
West
not
Coast,
that good.
But they do have Jack in the Box in Texas.
We had them in Oklahoma.
Oh, we did have one in Tulsa. Yeah, so.
And they're okay, but I mean, they're
not as good as they were when I was a kid. They're
the same as any other fast food Taco Bell place, kind of.
No, I can't. No, they're not because it's
that's true. Their shells aren't soggy.
No, and they're also Taco Bell's shells are not soggy either.
Yes, they are. They get soft and.
Well, they do. Okay, so but what's inside? If anybody's had the Jack in the Box taco, you know, it's a mushy type of thing, and it's just funny. Every time we go to California, I'm like, we got to go to Jack in the Box. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, there are a couple of places that make good tacos, I believe, here in America.
Yes.
Rocco's Tacos makes really good.
Oh, really good tacos.
Yeah. The street tacos are really small.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of hole-in-the-wall Mexican places here in Orlando that are good.
Yeah.
But to me, the
really
best
good
tacos ever are actually, oddly enough, in Mexico City at a restaurant called Xotapingos. It's spelled with an X.
Yeah.
Xotapingos is amazing. The most amazing tacos I've ever had in my life.
Yes.
So good.
Go to Mexico City, book your trip there. And
they have tacos on the street in carts. Like people, like New York vendors do.
I was going to say, like you would just imagine.
Like hot dogs.
And there's
people pushing a cart that says tacos on
and the thing is, they're like just around the corner. They are actually making the tortillas themselves. And
absolutely, yeah. Almost.
Good.
It's almost
really
on every
good
street corner.
Yeah.
You can find a tortilla factory.
Yeah.
And people come down and buy those fresh made, and it's funny because you'll see kids walking down the street with a little like a handkerchief.
Yeah.
Because they will just stack them up, wrap them, and then just tie a knot in the top and they carry them back like that. It's so good.
So good. You know what? We're spending a lot of time talking about tacos.
It's because we love tacos. All right. It's also National Consignment Day.
Consignment.
As the seasons change and our lives evolve, so do our styles and budgets. So here on the first Monday in October, it's National Consignment Day. It's a day to alleviate both. You can actually go to a consignment shop, buy something cheaper, or you can take something to put on consignment.
Yep.
So
yeah, my mom's done that many a time.
Is that right?
Yep, she has.
I can see your mom taking things to the consignment shop.
Listen.
But I can't see your mom shopping. Am I crazy?
No, she has taken stuff to the consignment
shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible she's shopped there. Honestly, there's a lot of high-end products, high-end clothing, high-end purses. I mean, people.
All right.
I'll
take your word for it.
Yeah, they've
not always as easy when you're 6'5" to buy it at consignment shop.
No, true. I mean, it just depends on what you're wanting.
I mean, I guess a consignment shop is not quite the same as like donating it to Goodwill or
it's not the same. I mean, they have jewelry, they have diamonds, they have.
This is where people actually still own it.
Name
they're putting
brand
in
stuff. Yes.
They're paying a fee to have somebody sell it for them.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Right.
So, and sometimes something might not sell. I know she's gone and my mom's gone and.
She's asked too much money for it?
I don't know about that, but she's like, well, it hasn't sold yet. I'm going to go pick it up. So, and that's something you can do.
I guess we've done that with furniture. We've bought furniture from a consignment shop. So.
Yes, we have.
All right. Today is also National Cinnamon Bun Day.
Yes.
Praise the Lord.
I love cinnamon
Where's your
buns.
favorites from? Do you make your own?
Well,
yours are pretty good when you've made them.
Yeah, but I make they're Pillsbury. I mean, I'll just be honest.
Yeah,
but it's good.
Well, the doughboy knows what he's doing.
Well, let me tell you this though too, because they do in the Pillsbury, which there's a lot of people that don't like that pop noise when it opens. I know my sister does it. It scares them.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Not a big deal. Whatever. But they, in my opinion, they don't always put enough of the frosting or the icing in that.
Now that's true.
And so I will make my own. I
Yeah.
will, and you know, I'll use what they have, and then I'll make more. Because
Well,
I like the icing.
As I said on our last shows, that you can actually buy cinnamon buns at Krispy Kreme now.
Yes,
and
you
I
can.
can't imagine that those are.
Let me tell you, you can buy
amazing.
cinnamon buns in a lot of places.
Yeah, but I just
think
can't imagine
McDonald's sells them.
that McDonald's or Krispy Kreme
Krispy
has
Kreme.
not
mastered
the craft.
No,
I'm sure they
honestly,
probably have.
I'd love to try those because I like a warm cinnamon
Gooey,
bun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Cinnabon, they're great. They're just too big,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm a big guy,
Yeah.
so
But those are really good.
all right.
Really, really good. Oh, we're just talking way too much about food.
Well, you can tell we're hungry. All right. It is also, and to wrap up our national days, it's National Child Health Day.
Child Health Day.
The first
yes.
Monday in October every year, celebrating the day that we pay more attention. And right now, in the age of COVID, there's lots of talk about children's health right now. I know that
Yes.
the vaccines are available to kids, I believe, all the way down to 6 now, is it, or is it 9?
No. I think it is 6.
I think it's 6
It's pretty
years.
young, yeah.
And no matter what your stance is
Yeah.
on that, it is something that you should be thinking about. There's a lot of talk out there. Should the kids actually take it? Should they not take it?
Right.
I would just say talk to your physician and be well informed. Pray about it.
Yes.
Because, if they've already had it, they may not even need it.
They might not need yeah.
So, all right.
Nobody right has
But
to
today,
say, well, no.
yeah, we're not saying do or don't.
Right,
We're
we're
going
not.
to say go with what your heart and your spirit and your doctor have all made an informed decision together.
Yes.
Like our doctor told us not to do it.
Right.
And you say, what kind of doctor is that? It's a doctor who's well informed.
Yes.
We all had it in our house.
Yep.
She said at this point in time, you don't need it.
Yep.
So, all right.
Yep.
How do we observe Child Health Day? It says this: go for a walk, play in the park, do some yard work, or participate in activities to promote children's health. Schedule your child's next routine checkup. Ensure vaccinations are up to date. Schedule a routine dental checkup. Add new healthy activities to your children's routine.
Yep.
Like get out of the house, stop looking
Exactly.
at put down the controller and the phone.
Yeah, I was going to say, this
Go
is
out in the
not
backyard
game
and hit
health.
some golf balls or play wiffle ball or something.
Right.
Go and look at your children's toys. Make sure nothing's broken or that it's not age appropriate.
Right.
Let's see.
Or that they can, find little pieces and put them in their mouth.
Set an example to let your children catch you in a healthy habit.
Okay. So
Well, that's good
really
because,
easy.
listen, but that's really easy because lately Preston and I have been going to the gym together.
Yes.
And that little dude's starting to get a little ripped.
Yeah,
so
he is.
I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
And then share your tips for helping your children live a healthy lifestyle. So tell other parents what you do.
Yeah.
And
That's
we
good.
basically say, put the phone down. Get out of the
Yes.
house. Go
We
do
need to get
something
out of the
fun.
house.
So
Yeah.
So
It's good.
that's it. So
All
those are your
right.
national days, Jody.
All right. Well, let me tell you, as we progress on this interview, in the show, I want you to stick around and be there for Johanna Olsen. Great interview as we expand your search. My guest today is Johanna Olsen. She, in her bio, she says she's been sarcastic since 1990. That's how she defines herself. But Brett and I have known Johanna since she was in junior high. She was a little spunky, energetic little girl who was filled with talent, still is to this day. And she was always getting involved in some of the drama, like literally the theatrical things we were doing in youth at Rhema Bible Church. And so she grew up with many of the kids that were kind of in the same situation. Her parents were pastors, ministers, travel the world. But we got to know her more and more as she grew up. And by the time she was in high school, our son Preston was born, and she became one of our nannies for the summer while she was on summer break, and she babysat Preston when he was just a baby. And now today, She is married to Josh Olsen since 2013, and they have two beautiful daughters. We're going to learn a little bit about them, Ava and Annie. Annie is, otherwise we'll hear a little bit more about this, has an interesting nickname that Johanna is going to tell us about. But a few years ago, she started getting into entrepreneurship with a beauty company called New Skin. And through the last few years, she has grown this company into what it is now, and she is reaching such great heights of success. And she's got many women that work for her, work under her, and she takes them on great events. And I've seen her encourage and motivate these women and other women. And I am so excited to have Johanna Olsen on the show today. So let's go ahead and welcome her to Expanding Your Search. Hey, Johanna. How you doing? Oh. Let me ask you again. How are you doing? How are you doing today?
Good. It's
good.
Warm, 90 degrees.
Woo!
All day.
And that's Tulsa, Oklahoma for you. I mean, it could be snowing one day, and then all of a sudden it's hot, and then the next day it's snowing again, right?
Yep.
Well, before we get started, just tell us a little bit about yourself, and including your story about Annie. I want to know about, and I've heard it, but none of our viewers have really heard it. Tell us a little bit about Annie before we really get started.
So we have a 6-year-old Ava, and our youngest Annie will be 3 this December. She was actually born on the hospital sidewalk. It was not on purpose. It was not planned that way. We intended to get into a hospital room. We just had a really quick labor and delivery. With Ava, I was induced. I was a week. They had to induce me at 41 weeks because I was on bed rest.
Wow.
I had the epidural. I had the heavy Pitocin. I had all the things. And so I wasn't quite sure this whole natural birth thing with Annie, how that would play out or what I was feeling. We timed contractions. I wasn't even feeling contractions until right before we left the house. I had one that I felt, so I was like, okay, let's go to the hospital. The timing started getting shorter, and then on the way to the hospital, it was like a 25-minute drive. It kind of went into overdrive. Contractions were about 3 to 4 minutes long, and they were very painful the whole time. I wasn't screaming. It was a really peaceful labor. But Josh probably had other versions of the story. So, I just remember being in the car, like telling him like, okay, like if we get to the hospital, they tell me I'm at like a 3 or 4, we're going to pack everything up. We're going home. We're not doing this today. We're done. Like, we'll try it a different day. I can't do this. I was like getting mad, like just do something, like let's like I need you to do something. He's like, I'm driving you to the hospital. I don't know what else I can do for you right now. We get to the hospital. Being the sweet man he is, he asked me if I wanted to walk inside or if I needed a wheelchair. I basically told him like it's either a wheelchair or divorce at this point, so I'll let him decide. He brought the wheelchair out to me, and I went to go sit down, and I couldn't even sit down, and I was like, the baby's coming, and he was like, okay. And he turns around, and my pants are at my ankles, and I'm like, I'm just in a sports bra, and he's like how Jody said, like, I've been in drama. I'm not like the most subtle, like quiet person. So he's thinking I'm just like being dramatic, like, okay, like pull your pants up, let's go inside. And I was like, no, like the baby's coming.
The baby's coming.
And so I was crowning. I was standing up, like not even pushing, and I delivered her. My husband was a firefighter, so he had some EMT training, so he kind of was like familiar with the whole birthing process. So I had towels in my car. He grabbed a towel and wrapped her up and just started walking inside once she was delivered. He forgot the part in the training where there's still an umbilical cord attached to the mom. So we had to regroup. I was, like I said, I'm wearing a sports bra. My pants are at my ankles. I'm holding on to my doula. And behind me is my husband squatting underneath me with a baby and a towel with an umbilical cord between us.
Gosh.
And we're just had to shuffle inside the hospital because it was the middle of December. It was December 29th. It was the coldest night that year. It was 20 degrees.
Oh my God.
So he's worried. I think it feels great. I have all these hormones pumping in me. So he's like yelling at me to get inside. So we get inside. When we finally get inside the hospital, like that's when the nursing staff and everyone came rushing down to help us. They cut the cord, like got us up to the room and stuff. On the way up there, we were all in the elevator and they're kind of just asking like, what happened? What's going on? And Josh all of a sudden was like, I didn't get to cut the cord. And we're all like, you just delivered her. Like, it's okay. So it was pretty comical once we got to the room and they cleaned everything up and I got to take a shower real quick, which was nice. That's a perk of natural birth. So you get to just hop in the shower right after.
No problem.
Your legs work. It was great.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I got to cut in here. Hi, first of all, hi. Second of all, did you just walk in after this was over with? Because if you are, I always thought you were a tough kid anyway. But
Yeah.
my respect for you has really upped its level a few notches.
Oh, exactly.
You walked in after that? Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, once the baby got out, I was feeling great. Like, there's no more pain or pressure. Like, you know. Good.
That's awesome. So if you are
she's our
viewing
sidewalk
today
baby.
and you're getting ready to have a baby, know that you can do it too.
I'll be your doula.
Exactly. Johanna will come and be at your side and encourage you.
Yes.
You know, when you're talking about Josh, just really quick, you've known Josh since, how old were you guys?
5th grade.
5th grade.
Yeah. So we became friends right before we moved up to you guys.
Yep. And dated on and off, right?
No,
you guys were just friends, right?
We were friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were always just really good friends.
Yeah.
And then I went out to visit him sophomore year in college. Like, there was a group of us that were supposed to go, like Harry, Daniel. They all bailed, but I was like, I'm getting out of Oklahoma. Like, I don't want to be here. Typical college.
Right.
So I went out there and we were hanging out. And then I basically was like, hey, we're going to get married. And he was like, okay. So,
and the rest is history, right?
Yeah.
And he delivers sidewalk babies.
He does.
So,
we've been going along with the ride ever since.
Well, I know he's been, according now, I follow you on Facebook. And so I know that Josh has really been a huge support with this business that you've been doing, and you're doing it together. You're raising those kids together. And he's building houses, which is a whole other show. We'll have to have him on so that we can talk about the beautiful house that he built for you.
Yeah.
But let's talk real quick about this. Well, not really quick, but the meat of this interview was that the last few years you have built up this business that started as you were a new skin consultant. Is that about the right title or?
Yeah, like a brand representative.
Brand representative.
Yeah.
And, especially in the last year since the pandemic, you see so many advertisements for this beauty secret, that beauty secret, get involved in this and get involved in that. And you'd already started. So what caused you or what inspired you to start getting involved with Nu Skin and really making a decision to really go full force into this?
I'm really I don't know what the big push was, because it was kind of presented to me. One of my friends actually earned one of the leadership trips, which is a trip the company gives us every 6 months. You have to hit certain things to get the trip, and it's a paid for trip, and you get to bring a +1 with you, and that's all paid for. So she took me as her +1. I knew of the products, had used some, and I liked them, but at the time I was actually managing a local salon and spa, so I have that beauty background. Right. I worked there off and on for 10 years, so I kind of knew what ingredients are, what works, what didn't work, like different skin types, hair types, all that type of stuff. So going in, I was kind of like, okay, let's see how good these products really are. Like, let's figure it out. I would ask all the questions, like the hard questions. I would talk to some of the scientists and just kind of see what their responses were. I was mostly hoping to be like, oh, I got you. Like, this is, that's actually not. But they were all it all panned out, like the science behind it, the ingredients, these are just amazing products. And I just fell in love with them, having that background with the skincare and the hair care.
Yeah.
So then they came out with the cleansing device, the LumiSpa, which was huge because it's a competitor to Clarisonic, and I couldn't use the Clarisonic because it was so aggressive on my skin. And come to find out, it's aggressive for everyone's skin because it's causing like micro tears and things like that. And it wasn't the cleanest and stuff. So I love the LumiSpa because there's the antimicrobial properties. It's very gentle on the skin. All skin types can use it. And that's kind of what started the relationship. That was one of my first products that I introduced in my first year. And it kind of just took off from there because I think I knew the value of good skincare from having that background, and being able to help and educate others and help them see the value is kind of what catapulted it, because a lot of people don't think about skincare. It's not something they're like, oh, sleep in my makeup, not a big deal, but they don't know what damage they're causing to their skin or things like that, to where I was able to help them with that, make it a priority.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think it's so awesome because I've seen some of the women that you have that are either working for you, or maybe they started out buying the product and then they were sold on it so much that they wound up selling it themselves, and they're doing great. I mean, some other people that were in the youth group, I mean, I know several people that is what they are doing. They're not having to go to a 9-to-5 job, and they are really succeeding in this. And, you know, it stems from what you have introduced to them. But the thing that I think is so valuable, you did say something about a relationship with the company and with the products. But if there's anybody that's watching that follows Johanna on Facebook or Instagram, you know that she encourages people. She motivates people from great words, whether they're from God or they're from her own experiences in life. And so that, to me, is so key in developing an entrepreneurship and developing what you have developed. You're surrounded by lots of women that are not only supporting you and not only working for you, but these are people that you do life with. And, you know, I've seen you have them at events, and it's really encouraging to me to see that. And I mean, I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of you for that. What motivated you to motivate others to succeed?
I think a lot of it stems from the fact, I mean, for a while there, before I started managing back at the spa, I was working for a corporate bank, and I was actually moving up the ladder in that. And it's something that I truly enjoyed. It's something I love to go to work every day. And then I had an experience there where I was actually robbed in my office.
Oh, wow.
He was threatening to like kill my employees, threatening to just do all this stuff, where at that moment, it kind of just shifted a mentality for me. And that's when I got out and went back to the spa. I managed there and stuff. And for me, I just knowing of having these big goals, these big dreams, like a lot of us, I feel like, are raised to do the big things, stick with the company and do that. But at the end of the day, I wanted a job where I didn't have to ask off for a day off work. I wanted a job where I had control of the environment, where I could be with my kids anytime I wanted, and I wouldn't have to worry about being in a position like that again or anything like that. And I think for me, a lot of people get stuck on wanting those things, and then they never really go for it because they either don't think they're capable, they don't think, or they don't know how to do it. They have people telling them they can't, they have doubts about it. And so I just feel strongly, like, if that's been placed on your heart and that's something that is a desire of yours, it's more than likely something that God has put there if you're in tune with him, you know. So just go for it, just trust, just jump. And so you're not going to have every step of it figured out, but figure out your next step, see what God's calling you to do, see what your path is and your direction, and just go to the next step. I don't like looking back. I never had all of the steps lined out for me. Like 4 years ago, for me to be able to look ahead and see like, this is where I would be in 4 years or 5 years, I never would have been able to picture it where it is now. And I think that's kind of like the beauty of God is he's never going to show you the full picture. He's only going to show you the next step. And then you're going to be able to look back and kind of see how everything played out and all the directions, all the decisions you made, all those little sticky moments that you really had to pick one way or the other. You followed the Holy Spirit, you listened, and you allowed God to guide your steps. And then you can see where it's brought you. If I would have known where I would have been, it probably wouldn't have a different outcome because I would want to be in control of the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great word. That's very, too many times we get stuck, going, well, I don't think I can do this. Or I have kids and I have to raise them and there's no way. And yet you have made a way to do it in your own life and you've made a way to help others do the same thing. Before we close, I do want to say this. What she has been doing, what Johanna does is, everything that she does, but there are perks to it. When you start a business, there are always some kind of a perk to, is it hard work? Johanna, is it hard work?
Yeah,
yes.
Every day.
Every day. In fact, what's funny, side note, when I had emailed Johanna the other day about doing this, she said, if I don't get back to you, I have like 70,000 emails in my inbox. And so yes, does it take a lot of work? Does it take a lot of devotion? Absolutely. Anything that you want to do and are passionate about doing, it does. It takes some work. Mm-hmm. But just briefly, tell us about your most recent perk trip that you and Josh were able to take.
I got to take my husband to Hawaii. It was a bucket list place for him. He's never been. He's always wanted to go. So we had I think it was 4 or 5 days that were paid for by the company. And so I was able to extend that. And we were able to go to a different island and just explore, do a ton of really fun things, just really make it like a once in a lifetime trip and do all the things and see all the things. And just kind of really spoil. I mean, especially after he has been building our house, we haven't had a time together. So we really just wanted to make it just a trip for us. We were there for almost 2 weeks. That's and awesome. It was just a lot of fun being able, because we never would have gotten to Hawaii if I didn't get the trip, and just being able to pay the extra just to extend and do the extra things because all the flights were paid for.
Right.
The resort, like all that stuff was taken care of. So it was like, well, why not just go and spend a fraction of the money to do extra stuff?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. They also treated me to a shopping spree. They gave us resort credit for food. They gave us credit, visas to spend on excursions. And they gave us a cash bonus, the trip in itself. And then it's close to probably almost $7,000 worth of extras that they treated us with.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Yeah. So one last question for you. If somebody was wanting to do this, to do what you're doing or something similar, what is the biggest key that you would say to get started?
I would say, there's a lot of different direct sales companies out there, and there's a lot of different options. I always tell people, whether they're looking to join with my team or a different team, look for the company. The company's integrity is one thing. You want something that's publicly traded, so you have that security. If you're not having to pay in or buy into the company, that's also a plus, because there's a lot of other companies you can partner with that, like Old Navy, Like to Know, all these other things, they're free. Just join up with. So if you're looking for something where you can be a brand representative, always look for something that doesn't cost you money to do it.
Yeah.
And know about the products, make sure you use the products. I think that's the biggest thing, is any company that you're representing, you have to be a believer of their product, and then just be yourself.
Yes.
Be confident in who you are. I am a very socially awkward person, especially in person. Anyone will tell you, it can be really difficult to have a conversation with me, but I am that awkward person still through social media. I don't try to perfect all the messy moments. I just try to relate with people who would get me and build that relationship with them. And I think that's the biggest thing, because whether I'm recommending paper clips or recommending a Luma spa, they're going to want to talk to me about it because we've built that relationship.
Yeah. And you, again, I go back to that whole thing about the relationship. I mean, that's a big key too. I mean, yes, encouraging people to the insecurities that they have inside of them, encouraging them to kind of step out of that slowly, and is really a great key there. Johanna, it has been awesome to
I
have
have
you.
one question
okay,
before you let
he's
her
got
go.
one more. Okay.
I just want to know what's the story behind this picture right here?
Oh no, so rude. So we did hikes in Hawaii, and we decided to do this. It's supposed to be like one of the coolest hikes. It's actually up. You go take it up to the Nepali coast, so you're seeing the coast from the island standpoint instead of the water standpoint. It was supposed to be like a 3-mile hike. Ended up being almost 4 miles. And it was in, like, at one point we were literally climbing tree roots up. And then you have to climb them back down to get back. We were going through, like, 6 inches of mud, jungle, rainforest at one point. Like, it was, the thing said strenuous, but a lot of, like, I think we overcompensate. We're like, oh, okay, that's a little dramatic. Like, we can do this. We're both in shape. We work out. No, like this, it was like mountain climbing at some points. Like, it was a very strenuous hike, and it was about 4.5 hours of that.
Oh my gosh.
So it was
Wow.
a very, at one point, Josh and I were like, oh, my knee, oh, my hips. And we're like, we're too old for this. Like,
When I was
go
reading
back.
when I was reading your commentary during this hike, I could hear your voice, like, because I've heard that Johanna multiple times. Proud of you. Good job, though. Good job. I'm very proud of you.
So proud of you. So proud of you.
Thanks.
Let me say this. If you want to follow Johanna, and let me tell you something, if you don't already, you do want to. You can go on Facebook. The products that she has, go to Ava's Beauty Boutique, and that way you can get any of the products that you need. There's links in right there, avasbeautyboutique.mynewskin.com. On Facebook, Ava's Beauty Boutique. On Instagram, it's Johanna Mama, as you can see, __. Yeah, that's right. Hana
Yeah,
Mama.
_
Anyway, you see it right there. And follow Johanna. She, like I said, it's not just stuff about what she's selling, although that's a wonderful thing, but it's also encouraging words, motivation to kind of help you throughout your day, and to get encouraged as well to go out and do the things that you might be a little bit uncomfortable doing, but she's done it. You can do it too. Johanna, thank you so much for being on the program today.
Thanks.
We love you. Proud of you.
I just wanted to say one more thing.
Okay.
I just think also, like, as entrepreneurs, it is a full-time job. Like, a lot of us, you can say, like, we work 24/7, but the difference is you're working wherever you want to work.
Yes.
You're working however you want to work.
Yep.
You're working, your life's a vacation. You're just finding a way to work around it.
Yep.
And I think that's the biggest thing. Like, if that's what you want to do, like, go for it.
Yep. And you are a great mama to your little girls, and folks, she has time to spend with her family too, and that's a success story in itself. So again, thank you so much, Johanna. Have a great
Thanks,
rest of your
guys.
day.
Love you.
Love you too. Well, that was Johanna Olsen. I'm so glad to have her on the show. Now let's stop for directions. On Friday's show, we talked about finding your purpose, how to find your purpose, what do you need to do. But today, we talked with Johanna about her fulfilling a dream to help others and for them to help achieve their dreams. Listen, if you are one that is in leadership of any sort, reach inside yourself and find out what has driven you to go after your dream. But don't just stop there. Inspire others to find their self-worth and discover new things about themselves, all the while helping them achieve a dream that they have for themselves. Another thing to think about is to surround yourself with people that are not going to just be yes people all the time, but with those that will speak truth into your life and add to what you are achieving. Listen, Jesus Christ himself surrounded himself with men who were inspired by him, but also were there to help him fulfill his purpose. If you do the same, realize you will be helping those people achieve their dreams and their goals as well. That's going to wrap it up for the show today. My thanks to Johanna Olsen for coming on the show today and being my guest. What a great time it was. Thanks also to Brent, who is again running the control booth and making me look good today. Until Wednesday, when we have another Vindication cast member on the show, I hope you enjoyed yourself as you expanded your search. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks for joining us today. Connect with us on @ExpandingYourSearch on Facebook and Instagram and @ExpandingSearch on Twitter. Relive any of our episodes on YouTube. We're available wherever podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also download the Direction Ministries app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take some time today to expand your search